I'm Sales Team Turnaround Specialist Jeremy DeMerchant, and each week I bring sales leaders like you, experts and insights that will help you level up your leadership, motivate like a master, and ultimately crush your comp plan. If it's time to raise the bar on your team's performance, then it's time for Sales Team Rescue. All right, welcome to Sales Team Rescue, episode number 108. I'm your host, Jeremy DeMerchant, and today we have a special guest. Nicolas De Swetschin is the head of sales at noCRM.io, a lead management software designed to help sales teams close more deals. Nicolas has 15 years experience in sales and international business development within software and value-added service companies. He's also a semi-pro athlete and co-founder of a beach volleyball club. Nicolas, welcome to Sales Team Rescue.
Hi, Jeremy. Very pleased to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. And I'm excited because I love it when we have people that represent CRM companies. We've talked to a few now, and it's been fantastic. And I like to give everyone a chance to essentially sell their product because I find that every CRM has an ideal client that it's perfect for. So we'll get into that in a minute. But Nicolas, tell us a little bit more about you. How did you end up with noCRM, and what was that journey like in your work experience?
Okay, yeah, sure. Quick word about that. So I started my career in sales as a technical sales manager. I was trained as an engineer first, and I directly switched to kind of managing complex sales around telecommunication software. So I started like that, and then I got a long kind of entrepreneurship experience in a small company that is called Satoshi, where I basically did everything related to marketing, business development, and everything. And so that led me to managing complex sales internationally. And then noCRM is basically just an opportunity for me. So I'm now living in the southwest of France, in Biarritz, for those who know a bit of France. And so I found this company a bit by chance for two reasons. I wanted to have a challenge where I was managing people, okay, and especially managing an international team. So that's one of my driver. The idea was to join a company that was I was looking for managing international team, and also join a company that was bootstrap. It was important for me because I had a bad experience with my previous adventure, and so it was a key driver for me. So I joined 2 years ago as the head of sales. So I'm managing a team of 8 people internationally. So we've got people in the US, in Latin America, in Colombia, in Argentina, and then all over Europe.
Nice. So let's dive into the software itself.
Sure.
So I think that every software has an ideal customer or client. Do you have like one specific ideal client for noCRM, or is it more of a wider net that you're casting?
No, it's more. We're talking mainly to salespeople first of all. So it's important to understand the positioning of noCRM. Obviously, it's written in the name. So we tend to believe, okay, CRM, it means a lot of different things. It means, of course, big famous tools. We can name Salesforce, for example, of course, but it can mean a lot of different type of software in the industry. And so we wanted to differentiate ourselves from this very big crowd in the CRM market. So that's why we choose this name, noCRM. Our website is You Don't Need a CRM. The positioning is really salespeople don't need CRM to close deal. They need a lead management solution. Mm-hmm. And so we basically try to help any salespeople out there, mostly in B2B and mostly on, I would say, SMB market.
Gotcha.
So that's our typical client and ideal client. So it's pretty wide, but there's room for everyone in this very huge market.
There is, and there's lots of competitors as well. But I like that you're not confusing yourself with a marketing hub of sorts, because there's some big ones of those out there. But you're right, CRMs can mean a lot. It's supposed to be client or customer relationship management. But it's become all this other stuff as companies try to give all-in-one solutions. And what I found is most of them, when they try to be everything, they don't end up being good at anything. And so I
No, agree.
and I so I love how focused that you guys are. Um, so walk us through what it means to be an effective lead management system versus what you feel a CRM could be perceived as.
Mm. So we basically then lead management, or we call also ourselves a sales CRM.
Mhm,
Okay, that's basically because we tend to believe selling is very process oriented.
mhm,
So we believe selling is a process. You start with a prospect basically, and then you end up with a client, and in between the two, you've got actions to perform. And noCRM is there to help the sales team to perform these actions on the right time with the right person at the right moment, and with kind of fun in there.
mhm,
So that's the idea. So it's really sales focused. So from prospection to managing your leads in your pipeline, getting reminders, getting to know exactly what you have to do with your prospect or with your lead, and then managing clients, renewal, but really focusing on the lead, whereas other tools or the systems tends to focus on the contacts
mhm.
and the data. We focus on the lead, and we focus on the actions that the salespeople have to perform to move their leads from one step to another.
Gotcha. So it's really what's the next best step to move this lead forward, which
Exactly.
is what a CRM was supposed to do, but now it's all the bells and whistles and like I just think there's so many moving pieces that a lot of these other ones um, they end up just creating overwhelm for a sales rep. I want to open my screen, I want to know what to do next, and I need to make sure that that's going to make me money. That's all there is
Yeah,
to it,
that's it.
right?
That's it.
So,
Exactly.
so I love
And if you are a manager, you probably want to make sure first that your team is using your tool,
it. Hmm.
because that's a big part. Also, we tend to believe that there's a failed love story between salespeople and the CRM world,
Yeah.
because you always hear a sales manager, head of sales saying, okay, the CRM is not filled in correctly, this sales guy is not using it, blah blah blah. So we all heard the story 100 times, okay, and so we tend to believe that CRMs are too complex for the salespeople usually,
Hmm.
and a very built-in tool like this, really focus on sales process, is really a differentiator for us. And tell you very quickly the story about the creation of noCRM. It's been launched by our CEO, Sonny Paris. He was selling another software at the time, a kind of Slack solution, but it was like 8 years ago. And he was using a complex CRM. He was not managing to, I mean, it was not helping him close the deal at all. Like, he was taking a lot of time to fill in data. It was boring, complex. And so he decided to switch his own product into a kind of to-do list. Okay. And that led to the project of noCRM at some point, because he realized that there was a traction on the market, people that just wanted to, exactly as you said, open an interface, very easily know what they have to do and where they are in their sales process, and move on with their actions, move on with their calls, with their proposals, and with their closings.
Gotcha. Now, I'm looking at your website, and a couple things stand out to me. One, you are pretty competitively priced. Now, I'm not going to say you're a cheap solution because that's not what it's about. It's about having a solution that is the right fit and affordable for the right size of business, right? And I've seen some very big companies charge some very big numbers, but I'm looking at it now. Now, I'm in Canada, but I assume this is US pricing I'm looking at. And your top end, even if you go down to build monthly, because of course you get annual discounts, right? But even if you go monthly, your top
Yeah,
end's only $39 a month, right? So that is
yeah,
significantly
yeah.
less than I would say your competitors. Not that I want to, position noCRM as the place to go if you want to save money. I want it to be the place to go if you want to make money because you close more sales. But I wanted to bring that up because I've seen CRMs that charge $165 a month per user per month, and
Mhm.
they're actually really ugly in my experience. But so tell us about that. So that brings me to two things. One, you've got on here talking about how you increase closing rates by up to 25%. What is the key
Mhm.
piece that noCRM does that helps with that metric?
The first basic one is making sure your sales team is not going over any leads at any time in the process, meaning that they are not capable of forgetting any follow-ups in the process if they're using noCRM. So that's the first thing, of course. And then it's a lot of different sales productivity tools, okay, that will help them. So they've got reminders, they've got notification. As a sales manager, you are able also to coach them directly in the lead, so give them the best direction, give them the best drivers to make them move the leads. We've got then productivity tools, very simple but very focused on the sales actions. So basically, that's email integration.
Mm-hmm.
You will see straight from the start when you open the CRM, we've got a separation between prospects and what we call leads. So that's basically your live pipeline. And that's also a very important differentiator because we tend to believe that you will start with a prospect, what we call cold prospect. Okay, it's basically a list of contacts. It could be people clicking on your ads. It could be just list of contacts that you're buying anywhere. And those guys are not qualified leads. Okay, but you still want to have actions on them, and so you start with just filling in this prospecting list in noCRM, and you're going to make some actions with them, and then you turn them into a lead if they are qualified. Okay, and that's one of the main advantages. Even when I joined noCRM, it was I came from another kind of sales CRM, but it was not separated this way between prospect and leads, and that's very very crucial in the way we do manage prospecting and leads activity, and that's making also our salespeople more efficient.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've seen some very full pipelines because people don't properly have the prospects and leads segmented. And so it's just a big list of potential opportunities sometime in the future, and it's just overwhelming for a sales rep to stare at. So I think that's huge. Now, how important do you feel having a good mobile app is when it comes to a CRM, or sorry, a lead management system?
Yeah, no, it's of course more and more important depending on the business. So we tend to we have customers who have field sales people. Okay, they are there to manage leads. So what they want to do is either set up meetings and take notes directly.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got access to their leads. They are in a meeting. They jump out of the meeting. They take notes. It does synchronize back with their CRM just right after the call or right after the meeting. That's the first thing. And the other reason why we built in the first place the mobile application
Mm-hmm.
is because we wanted also noCRM to be very efficient for salespeople to create leads. Okay. Usually, if you jump in any big CRM out there, you're gonna have like 5 to 7 steps before you're able to create a lead in your system.
Right.
Okay, you have to create the company, create the contact, link the contact to the company, then create an opportunity, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And with CRM, one of the key steps we wanted to make straight away is okay, you are in an event and you want to take a picture of the business card and you want that to be creating a lead directly in noCRM right after you took the picture. And so that's also a reason why we built this mobile application in the first place, is because it's one of the way we create lead in noCRM. So there's multiple ways to do that, but one of them is scanning the business card. It goes directly to your CRM. You've got a lead created, and you already have a reminder on that lead, because we believe that if you took the time to take this picture and put that in your CRM, then you need to set up your next action. Otherwise, it's useless.
Gotcha. I think that's so crucial. That feature alone has had me jump between sales systems for years. There was one that would link with Evernote, and like there's all these different things that you could make shift.
Mhm.
And now finally, some of them have caught up and just integrated it, but it's not very common. And I know we're in a time right now where maybe we're less in person and less, face to face handing out business cards, but it'll come back. And I think that having these business cards not just getting lost in your wallet or falling out of your pocket, and actually doing something with them is just so vital, because
Mhm.
otherwise you've wasted your time. And even more importantly, if you've had a conversation with somebody and you get their business card and you never reach out, they could be insulted. And that's the impression that you leave with them about you and your company. And it's
Mhm.
just because you didn't manage the lead properly. So I think that's a huge asset for
Exactly.
sure. Yeah, fantastic. Now, um, you've got some tools that are I won't say built into the system, but are available that you guys have put together at noCRM to make salespeople's lives easier. And I'm looking at a couple right now. So one is the sales and cold calling script generator. Tell us about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to mention that because I explained that we believe you need to manage first prospects separated from your leads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why is that? Is because we tend to believe the qualification step is very, very important in sales in general. Okay, so what is it? Is make sure basically that your prospect is right for you and you are right for your prospect. So qualifying in or out your prospect. And to do that, we were using a kind of script, okay, that we built in for ourselves, okay, when we talk to our customer, to our prospect. And we decided then to extend that and give the possibility to our customer to create their own script. So it's basically a questionnaire, a list of questions that will help you as a sales guy make sure that you don't forget any of the important questions and important things that you want to get out of your prospect. Okay, so it's basically a list of questions that you can fully customize according to what you want to have in terms of information. So you will ask a lot of things. For us, we ask questions about the sales process, what they are intending to do with the system, what's their challenges, these kind of things.
Oops. What did I do? Hold on. Back. Leah, please note at 18 minutes and 42 seconds ish, edit out the screenshot that happened. We're just going to put a little system glitch thing. So I'll just make a note. For the video purposes, I'll just say it right now that there's some technical difficulties. So, all right. Okay, and we're back. Had a little bit of technical difficulties there. Sorry about that. But we were talking about the script generator, and I think that with the resource that you provide, and you were saying that you had it set up for the team internally, and you wanted to share it with people publicly. And I've
Yeah.
taken a look at it, and it's so simple, but I don't want to say that in a way that people will like not want to use it because it's so powerful. And
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, yeah. It's a very powerful tool because once it's set up, it's actually a tool that is capable of saving a lot of times and effort for your sales team when it's well set up, okay, and well used, of course. So the way we build it, it's a free tool which is separated from noCRM. Of course, it's fully integrated if you're using noCRM, but you can also use it with another tool, even with your spreadsheet. If you're part of this army of customers that are still using spreadsheet to manage leads, you can basically here go to the interface. You can search the sales script generator. Maybe we can put the link in the episode. And so it's a free tool. We have pre-built samples, okay, for you to start building your script.
mm-hmm.
And from that, you will see you can add box, you can add tips for your sales team, you can add the question box, and basically define your whole script and the way you want your sales guys to qualify or retrieve information from your prospect or customer.
Beautiful.
So
I'm
it's
gonna
very
see.
easy to use.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can share my screen. We're gonna see if I blow things up. And the link will be below in the description. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it's down below. If you're watching the podcast, it's in the or you're listening in the podcast, it's in the show notes. But it is you don't need a CRM.com/sales tools /free sales script generator. So check that out. Link below. And I want to highlight one other thing too that I have not seen with any other CRM. And this is the No Code Academy. Now, tell us about this.
Yeah, it's basically we realize that, of course, as you can understand if you listen to since the beginning, we are really focused on the sales aspect of the CRM world, I would say. Now more and more systems are doing a lot of other stuff like marketing automation, invoicing, managing proposals and stuff. So we are part, of course, of an ecosystem of a lot of different applications, and we believe that anyone could be able to build their own stack of applications that is very specific to their business and to their needs. And for that, the no-code applications that are really strong now, like Zapier, Integromat, for example, they enable people like SMBs to build their own stack without any developer, just relying on specific applications, on specific verticals, like we are for salespeople, but it could be for mailing applications, marketing automations, linking that all together and without any cost or very high cost for developers building their own sales stack. So with this in mind, we created an academy that enables people to start with this kind of no-code project. So there's templates of, for example, zaps that you can make between noCRM and Google, Facebook ads, any kind of tools that you are using or that is important for you and for your sales process. So with the academy, we tend to believe we give the power to SMBs to build their own very specific sales stack with the tool they love and not with the tool they have to use because it's doing everything for them.
Right. Gotcha. So, okay, unrelated, but do you pronounce it Zapier or Zapier?
With my French accent, I would say Zapier.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's something that I sometimes get into with guests because Zapier obviously comes up a lot. I call it Zapier because at one point they had a motto that said Zapier makes you happier, but most people actually pronounce it Zapier. So anyway, just curious. Side note. Anyway, now I'm pumped. noCRM looks amazing. I love the additional tools that you have. We'll also have the link for the No Code Academy down below that really just talks about how to make these integrations work for you without you having to be a fancy coder. And I want to dive into the part of the show that I call the lightning round. Okay, so lightning round. Nicholas, question number 1. We know that coffee is for closers. What's your favorite coffee or comparable drink?
Really black coffee.
Black coffee?
Yeah, very espresso, black coffee.
Love it.
And only 2 in the morning, and I stop having coffee in the afternoon.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
You're a more disciplined man than I.
Yeah.
I stop by about 7 p.m.
I've got a lot of coffee in the morning because I was having issues to sleep with my kids, and you might face that.
Yes.
But,
Yes, right. Yeah, with the new baby, I might need to get as much deep sleep as I possibly can in between wake ups for sure.
Exactly.
So if you were to recommend a book or a movie to a sales rep or a sales leader, what would you recommend?
Okay, a book. I don't really read books related to sales or business, but I would recommend a book that is for me, bringing the concept of resilience, which is important in sales. And it's a book from Mike Horn. I don't know if you know the guy. Mike Horn is an adventurer. He did a very famous adventure recently across the Arctic continent.
Okay.
But the book I wanted to mention, what's the name? Yeah, it's Latitude Zero. Okay, it's a book from Mike Horn. He's basically doing a round trip around the world, following the equator.
Gotcha. Okay, Latitude Zero, Mike Horn. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's an amazing book.
Interesting. Okay.
If you want to learn about courage and resilience, which I think is valuable mindset in sales, then this book is really good.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Now, who is someone that you would consider to be a mentor in your life?
A mentor in my life. Straight away, I'm thinking about my dad. Okay. And not related at all to work or stuff, but related to his passion about sports, because I'm also an athlete, and that's coming from him. And that's something that's really helped me in my life, like all the time. And also because he's a guy that stays calm in all circumstances, okay, for him everything is on the same level.
Yeah.
And I think it's really valuable, also this kind of mentality, no matter what's happening, you stay calm, you stay focused, and you keep your positivity. And I think I kept them from him, so I would say that's the best lesson I received in my life.
Amazing. That's fantastic. Now, our last question of the lightning round. What is the strangest thing you do in your daily routine to keep you on your game?
Okay, strangest thing. Let me think. uh, I would say I usually do two different things.
Mhm.
Either I do a lot of sports at lunchtime, like crazy half 1 hour and a half high intensity sport,
Okay.
or I'm having a 15-minute nap. It's either one or the other.
One or the other. Yeah, the two extremes. But that's great. That makes a lot of sense too, because
Yeah,
either get the blood pumping or give yourself a rest, right?
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
that's very consistent for me. It's either one or the other.
Awesome. I'm going to throw in one more question, not part of the lightning round, but because you've got the background in sports, how do you feel that background has helped you in the business world, like being a sales leader
Oh,
and running a team?
yeah, I think it helped me in a lot of ways. First of all, because I'm playing volleyball,
Mhm.
which is really a team sport, and I think the team spirit is very important.
Mhm.
So that's also a very big part of my culture, and who I am is building team spirit. So I did that with my team,
Mhm.
and I like doing that. And then about all the mentality aspect of being an athlete, like constant training, self-motivation, resilience, all these mindsets are very important if you run a company or if you are in sales.
Mhm.
I think it's very valuable. So that helped me as an individual. And then all the coaching aspect. So when you're becoming an head of sales, the coaching is very important. I'm sure you agree with me,
Mhm.
and coaching with positivity, with um, all these kind of things that are very famous in the coaching world. I learned it on the field, the sport field, basically.
Awesome.
So I think that helped me a lot. Yeah.
Mhm. Fantastic. Excellent. Well, Nicholas, it's been a pleasure having you here. Guys, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on the podcast, make sure you go to youdon'tneedacrm.com, or make sure I double check this before I say it. Yeah, or noCRM.io. Either link will get you there. But
Yeah.
go check it out. Sign up for a trial, and give this a shot, because, as you've heard, the team over there at noCRM.io has truly designed this as a lead management system and not a big CRM. It's not going to make you a master of marketing, because that's not what your sales reps need. They need to focus on the next best task, and that's what noCRM is all about. So, Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us on Sales Team Rescue. I'm sure we will have you back again. I want to get updates. I want to watch as the company grows, and yeah, I'm excited
Cool.
to dive in again. I tested it a little bit in the last couple of weeks, and I want to dive in some more, because um, it might be the one that I switch to for my sales reps as well. So phenomenal.
Hopefully,
Um,
let's make it happen, Jan.
right, let's make it happen. Exactly. Yeah. Awesome. So, Nicholas, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching and listening to this episode of Sales Team Rescue. If you want to catch this replay or other replays, go to salesteamrescue.com. And if you are ready to get an assessment to see if you're ready to build your sales team, that link to book with yours truly is also at salesteamrescue.com. Thanks so much for your attention. Remember, guys, get uncomfortable, get results, and we will see you next week. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining me. Let's keep the conversation going. You can find more episodes and a link to join our online community over at salesteamrescue.com. If you haven't already, be sure to hit subscribe and give the show a review to help us reach more sales leaders like you. If you'd like our support in creating your own high-performance sales team, book a call with us at salesteamrescue.com.